and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals of the grand finale of the Platinum StarCraft League August 2025 edition. We have returned here with our top two players, of the tournament. We had some intense PvTs, but we have finally reached our mirror matchups. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PvP. Oh boy, let's go. And again, shout out to Gerald. He's been patiently waiting this entire time to make it to the finals. He took down Jumi. He took down Jumi to make it to the finals. Meanwhile, NightMare took down Nickrat instead. I believe this is going to be the first Protoss opponent for NightMare. Yeah, as NightMare, he worked his way through Percival and Nickrat to make it to the finals. And we'll see if if NightMare can keep up with the PvP of Gerald. Let's go. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Nickrat. Nickrat, he had a very intense back and forth. Again, for Nickrat to force NightMare to the H match was very impressive. I will say a little bit also came down to some more unique builds and unique play out of Nickrat. He was not playing standard. As we were pointing out, he was going for a lot of very heavy stim play, a lot of heavy bio play, often delaying or just skipping tank production entirely, being much more aggressive and assertive, and often catching NightMare off guard. Was working out, was pulling that off. And there are definitely games where, I mean, I can see a world where Nickrat could have won that series as well. There were games where he was ahead, right? Where he was ahead, he had a lead, and then it slipped away from his fingers. I'm thinking of the game on Maganatha, of course. Just when NightMare had some crazy comebacks. Some insane comebacks, man. Yeah. For now, there are two gates. We have a Stalker Adept out of NightMare. Meanwhile, we have a double Stalker out of Gerald. Okay. So with this Gerald, he's going to be applying a little more pressure. He's going to be moving out across the map. We do see attempted scouting out of our blue Protoss, out of NightMare. With this, he can keep one Stalker at home. He can move out with the Adept. He can attempt to scout, attempt to keep his opponent busy. And we'll see how hard Gerald commits as he moves out with the first two. First two Stalkers are pushing. We got the pylon block on the low grounds. Gerald can freely expand. As Gerald, he will skip his next set of units. He does skip, does expand. There's the Nexus. The Nexus is on the way. At the same time, the Adept does skirt around the edge of the map. Gerald's moving in, but there are sentries. Oh, a bit of a misrally. Yeah, a bit of a misrally here, and one sentry does go down. Nice pick up here by Gerald. Gets a sentry, pulls away. And back at home, he does not wall off in time. Yeah, barely doesn't wall, forced to recall, Adept popping up. Does night mining. Gets one. Gets one probe, he wants the other. Oh, he wants him. Oh, nice control there by Gerald, he pulls away. Whew, it does pull away in time. Does save his probe. Does save his probe. NightMare, he will lose the Adept to the sentry. In total, I do want to give the edge to Gerald. So far, in a slightly better position. Gamma, yeah, the Gamma's there. The Gamma's there. Got you. Which mirror matchups do you find more interesting? More interesting. It's interesting verbiage or way to phrase it. Interesting. Depending on the players, I think the players impact that a lot. Like, I find ZVZ really interesting, but only if we have more aggressive players. I think that's probably the case with all matchups, right? I think there's an example of that from earlier, where we had a PvP that was really passive. It was game 3. That's it. Game 3 of Jumi versus Gerald was very passive. Meanwhile, double Adept into the main, does get into the middle line, getting 1, 2, 3 probe kills already, getting up to 4. Ay. 4 probes going down. 5 in total. A very nice start here for Gerald. But it depends on the players and depends on obviously how the games play out. As I mentioned before, like game 3 of Gerald versus Jumi is a good example of like a passive, like more like EU PvP, where it's like no rush 10 minutes. It's like no rush 10 minutes. Everyone gets their third bases, their fourth bases. They play Blink Stalker versus Blink Stalker. The equivalent of that in ZVZ is like also like a bit of a more European ZVZ, which is like no rush 10 minutes, Roach versus Roach sort of thing. It might be TVT then, maybe. Especially with how the meta has changed and evolved over time. I think because of how TVT was many years ago, I think it has a reputation of being like a slow like siege line versus siege line, but that has not been the case for a couple of years at this point. It's a little more dynamic, a little more intense. It's why Clem doesn't play it. Clem, he's like, it's too crazy for me, I'm done with TVT. But there we go, 3 probe kills. Does get 3, but does cost Gerald quite a bit of stalkers. Each mirror matchup has its pros, has its cons. For sure. TVT might have the least stale games. Like, on average. Which again is why Clem got the hell out of TVT. That's like, hey, I would just play Protoss. I'm done with this nonsense. Ah, true, might be true. Does make it entertaining to watch though. As NightMare, he does counterattack. Nice snipes here on the sentries. So just a little bit distracted. Both armies are built up on 3 bases. NightMare does have a 5 stalker lead. And he's going to be able to overwhelm. And behind this goat, he's a little bit more time for his warpins. He's got slow lots here to defend. Charge is still not yet done. He's a tough hold. And behind this out of energy. But charge is just finishing. We see NightMare just reinforces. Yeah, he's just going to push forward. Even break through the Zealots, he can just break the army. That's Gerald, he's holding. He's holding on. Behind this goat, he's now getting to charge +1. The upgrades are catching up and getting in favor of Gerald. I still feel like NightMare can take a head-on fight, but does respect Gerald quite a bit. Backs off. As goat is distracted. Nice counterattack here. NightMare moving in. Does recall back. And we're slowing things down. We're slowing things down a little bit. NightMare, he does retain most of his stalkers. So you can see here, NightMare, he has double the stalker count of his opponent at 24-12. An insane stalker lead. As he has just been preserving them over time. Meanwhile, we just see Gerald going into mass charge instead. I mean, Zealots are more efficient, true. They can trade quite nicely. Gerald, he's just going for it. He's committing. it's going to be all or nothing with Gerald. Does commit in. And now he has Zealots reinforcing for NightMare. So NightMare, he should take this fight. And he will. He will clean up everything. Gerald getting called out. Losing all of his Zealots, the Stalkers, the entire army. And that's going to be game. Here, there's no way to come back. GG gets called. NightMare, he will take game number 1. He'll take a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Again, Gerald, he bled out a lot of stalkers as he was harassing across the map. As he was bleeding out stalkers, NightMare, he was retaining his own. He was building up. He did have a 5 stalker lead when he pushed out across the map, and then and there, he was able to break through. He was able to break Gerald, able to break through that defensive line, and he was just able to maintain that lead and snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. Again, in these mirror matchups, it can be difficult to recover after a loss. It can be difficult to recover after you bleed out, whether it's units, whether it's workers as well. There are certain ways to recover in that sense when it comes to run-bys, counterattacks, War Prism harass, Oracles, DTs, but alas, trying to play straight up after taking some losses can be difficult. And here we go. We're getting into game 2. getting into game 2. NightMare takes the lead, and we'll see if he can maintain that lead and extend it coming into game number 2. Let's go. Game 2 is going to be on Persephone. A bit of a smaller map, ideally more of an aggressive one as well. We had a relatively, I say, passive game 1. I mean, NightMare was very much so in Gerald's face, but we'll see if we do adjust our openers coming into Persephone. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. It is NightMare. The other Streamer Zone Protoss. True. The other one. Let's go. So getting into game 2. Now, in NightMare's return, I have not seen NightMare go for these more economic openers. I'm referring to Gate Cyber Expands. We have seen a lot of the Korean Protosses over the past 8 months embrace that kind of play that I don't think really did hit NightMare even before he retired. I want to say he was maybe mixing in a little bit, but wasn't really committing too hard, as yeah, we have 2-gate opener out of NightMare, 2-gate opener out of Gerald. And I don't know if NightMare is ever going to deviate from this. Outside of Ultra Love, which we'll get to at some point, I'm sure. Ultra Love and Torches, they're a little bit different. They have a ramp coming into the natural, so that does add a different bit of flair to us, to the games, to the openers. But now, 2-gate versus 2-gate. We'll see what pairing of units we go for. Double Stalker, double Adept, Stalker Sentry, double Sentry, or Sentry Expand. We shall see. As from here, we are going for the Sentry Expand. Mirrored builds as both players go for their Sentries, and they're going for a faster Nexus. Okay, so greedy more economic openers. Meanwhile, NightMare, he's trapped in, which means Gerald can freely expand. Meanwhile, Gerald, he's in position to block, and NightMare is going to be delayed. So a better start here for Gerald. You can see NightMare forced to make another Sentry. There's a pylon block. Ay. Bearing in mind the NightMare, he was trying to cut corners, was trying to go for a mirrored build, but fails to do so. So a better start here for Gerald. We'll have the stronger economy. And what's important as well is that NightMare doesn't really have a way to punish. He will have excess sentries early on, true, and he can maybe try to push out with this. Bearing in mind that an excess sentry army can actually trade quite well early on because there's no blink. So force fields are that much more impactful. We'll see if he does move out with the Stalkers. As Gerald is taking up into blink. Twilight Council on the way. Stalkers are popping out. Likewise, NightMare, he confirms no Stargates, so he knows he doesn't have to keep his army back at home. Here's a Twilight Council. Spots the sentries. And is going for a Twilight Council himself. And here he goes. Here comes that move out. Now, as we mentioned before, because there is no blink and because there's no War Prism either, force fields can look down an army quite hard. You can slice up an army and try to engage ahead of time and lock them down. Hallucination does spot the move out. God, he knows. Yeah, he sees what's coming his way. Does go for the NG overcharge. His probe is in position to block the wall, the ramp. Gerald is getting ready. Ideally, NightMare, who wants to lure the army out into the open. Speaking of, going for the counter force fields, locks him down. Does end up losing a couple of sentries though. Yeah, but Gerald, he gets caught out. He's caught out in the open, losing a sentry, losing a stalker. And I don't really see him escaping here. Meanwhile, Adept does shade into the main. Gets a probe. And these are brutal losses here for Gerald. We spoke about this in the last game. In a mirror matchup, losing stalkers like this is brutal. Tries to recall, he will lose one, and he will barely escape with one stalker. Ay. So again, lost 2 sentries, 2 stalkers, and 2 probes. Better trades for NightMare. Catching at the Adepts. As we are backing up. From here, we're backing up, we're taking a breath. Both players claiming their third bases. And we are taking up. We see Gerald already working towards charge. Charge on the way. Thankfully, Gerald, he scouts. Thankfully, he doesn't blindly blink into the main. He's rotating, hoping for a distraction. He's got 2 Adepts here to try to backstab. Likewise, fanning out. But overall, NightMare maintains his lead. As we mentioned, like, he did have better trades early on. And Gerald has yet to recover. The other big factor here is no charge from NightMare. He's not getting to charge, he's going pure mass blink stalker. Jesus. Adept shade, not bad. Adept shade into the mineral line. Probe's gonna be going down as well. Nicely done. NightMare, he races back home. This delays the push. We'll catch the Adepts. That's still 4 probe kills and denied mining time. So nice counterattack here by Gerald. Gerald has time to rebuild. As he's got a lot of catching up to do in regards to supply. He's warping in. NightMare feels like he may have missed his timing. He's now starting up his own charge upgrade. Still dropping into the main. Yo, the slow lots are coming in. Slow lots into the main base. Does force a recall. That's a big reaction here from Gerald. But NightMare, he doesn't quite commit. He backs off. Okay, we're slowing down. We're slowing things down. He backs off, claims the 4th base. And because NightMare backs off, Gerald, he can enjoy and take advantage of his better economy. Faster 4th, faster saturation. Faster upgrades. And we're waiting for faster tech as well. We're waiting for the Temple Archives and Archon production. That's the one thing that Gerald is missing. So far, it's purely gateway based. Just Zealots and Stalkers. No Archons. For Geralt at least. NightMare, he's still a ways away. Temple Archives halfway done. Without Archons, Geralt, he could take this fight. Taking it slow. Drops into the main, going for the upgrade. Yeah, +2 is being targeted at the same time as Rabbi here across the map. Gerald committing in. Oh, that's a lot of wasted DPS. There's so many Zealots that just stuck behind the wall. Yeah, nice force here from NightMare. He defends, he holds on to the 4th. At the same time, though, the main base is still under fire. Probes aren't going down. Okay, we're trying to break through. Trying to both players losing workers. That's going to be 15 probe kills in the main. Ay, ay, ay. Gerald, he's popping up. Getting 18 probes. 18 probes go down. Gerald, he retreats. And now we're taking up. It's a little bit delayed, but now we have the Temple Archives. He's thinking about Archons. He's done enough damage. Pulls away. And he also denied, he denied +2. The Forge went down, he denied +2, so no upgrades. Gerald getting further ahead. NightMare, he is in trouble. Now you could argue, even with a smaller army, NightMare could still take a better fight because of the Archons, but that's soon about to change. As Gerald, he's soon to be catching up on that Archon production. He's almost there. Catching up the Prism. Massive snipe. Prism goes down. No counterattack. That's a lot of Zealots. That's a lot of charge ones. But again, depending on the positioning, Archons can trade so efficiently against charge lots. God has to be so careful with how he engages, as he is quite Zealot heavy. He can't just aim move in. Yeah, Zealots say peel off in towards the 4th base. Gerald taking it slow. Trying to get on top of the Archons. Yeah, it does blink in. And is going to get the first Archon. And from here, just pulling NightMare apart, collapsing on the right-hand side, getting on top of the Stalkers. Does focus on the Archons as well. And Gerald, he has done it. We will make a series out of this. And not going to be one-sided, thankfully. We're going to have a back and forth here as NightMare, he barely has a standing army. Down to 3 Archons. Prism goes down. And Gerald has done it. GG gets called. And Gerald, he will tie the series. We have a 1-1 score. GG. We are tied up. We have that back and forth. Again, Gerald, he was able to have a very, very strong fight earlier, referring to the drop into the main, denying +2, eviscerating the economy. He got 18 probe kills in the main base. It was insane damage. And likewise, was just keeping NightMare busy at the 3rd as well. So he was able to pull him apart, make use of that massive charge timing. The downside was that Gerald, his own Archon timing was very delayed. True, he had much later Archons, but he didn't need them, apparently. Didn't need them. Did pull NightMare apart. GG. GG, well played. We spoke as well, winding it back further than that fight, was the greater economy that Gerald had. We spoke about how Gerald, he got away with a faster 4th base, faster saturation. We thought that Gerald was going to be punished. Remember, Gerald was bleeding out a lot of Stalkers earlier on, and we thought that NightMare would be able to counterattack, but by the time he did, Gerald, he had built back up. Actually, it was before that, Gerald, he distracted with those 2 Adepts. He bought time, he got some damage done, he forced his opponent back home, and NightMare, he missed that blink timing that he did have, that +1 as well. Did miss it, and from there, Gerald's got away with the 4th, snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss, also representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. We go. Here we go. Just catching up with the chat. Super late game PvP can be really interesting. It's been a while since we've ever really seen late game PvP. That was a little bit more meta, like maybe 2 years ago. I want to say like 2 years ago, we used to see that quite a bit from players like Gerald, like NightMare as well. Trigger, we would often see a lot of longer, later PvPs, but that was in the previous patch, in the previous meta, where you could be a lot more safer, a lot more defensive, and referring to the shield battery, I mean, to shield battery overcharge. And of course, different map pool as well, which was a lot more defensive, a lot more turtle heavy. Basically, it would be Stalker versus Stalker. That would lead into Stalker Disruptor versus Stalker Disruptor, and then that would lead into Sky Toss, Tempest specifically, into Tempest versus Tempest. So it'd be like Tempest Disruptor versus Tempest Disruptor. That was a little more common, again, like back in 2023, like 2022, 2023, a couple of years ago. It was a dark time because, I mean, in general, a lot of games were a lot longer back then. It was Aye. I remember. I'm scarred. So now we are going to be opening up once again double gateway. So 2 gate openers all around. We're going to be opening up double adept even. Okay. So NightMare opening up double adept. He does have a 3rd and 4th adept on the way as well, so he's going to double down. And from here we might even go up to another set of adepts. We can go up to 6, even up to 8. So we'll see when he stops. Force take the unnatural. Natural. Gerald, he confirms. Does confirm the natural base, and it's going to be an awkward defense here as NightMare, he's not stopping with adept production. Let's go. Oh, the adept's back. Now, the purpose of this is to deal economic damage, of course. So once you get up to 6 to 8 adepts, you can shade in, and a pylon block is not going to be enough. A pylon or a shield battery is not going to be enough here. It can be targeted down, and the adepts can force their way in. So a hyper-aggressive start here from NightMare. Getting a proxy pylon to reinforce. Adepts are threatening a shade. And we wall off with not a pylon or a shield battery, with a gateway. So again, Gerald, he's left enough room here for a gateway instead. Going for his own proxy gateway. Let's go. As we have getting up to 8. Let's go. 8 adepts here for NightMare. But the gateway is solid. Will not be broken. Gerald has to be careful. Okay, he's got to respect the adepts. Building is cancelled. Has to be rebuilt. So Gerald, he's on top of his wall. And adepts, they don't really scale well over time. So this is a bit of a rough start for NightMare. He has to get something done with this. He's shading in. He's shading in. Gerald's out of position. He's going for the mineral line. And NightMare, he will commit. Not getting much, though. He shades in, but Gerald pulls away. Going for the sentry. Gets one. It's 1 sentry and does get a probe. Force wheels, they do catch 1 adept. But as all this is happening, Gerald, he reinforces across the map. He has been warping across the map. He's going for it. He's going for the kill. No shield battery. Yeah, no defensive setup. NightMare, he's in danger. Stalker's going to be going down. Boys are being pulled. And Gerald, he's popping up. He's popping up across the map. Yeah, he punches the economy. He punches the expansion. Stalkers are getting quite low. Stalkers are getting low, and they're getting picked up. Nice focus firing there out of NightMare. But Gerald is coming in from behind. It's still getting quite close here, going for the hallucinations. Trying to tank shots. Hoping to at least. As NightMare, he's barely holding on, but here come the reinforcements. Yeah, 6 versus 7. I mean, despite not breaking the army, he has killed probes. He gets a pylon as well, depowers a shield battery. And now he can commit. The hallucinations, they're putting in the work. They're tanking a lot of shots. And he gets another 9 probes. Ay. Gerald, you can just keep trading. Nice, we control it a NightMare. He controls well. Hiding back those weakened stalkers. Ooh, still losing another 2 though. As here just comes out to the control, comes down to the micro. Oh, God overextends. Yeah, he oversteps. Gerald has to get the hell out of here. Yeah. As NightMare, he pops off. GG gets called. NightMare purely with his control. He shuts down the army, shuts down the Stalkers, and NightMare takes a 2-1 lead. GG. Very impressive control there out of NightMare. Ay. Again, towards the end, I thought that Gerald had enough. I thought he had enough to break through, to break the economy and to break the army, but NightMare, he locked in with his unit control, locked in with his blinks, and he blinked his heart out, Papi. Oh my God. Traded so well. He out-traded, he out-controlled Gerald. GG. GG, well played. Now we're getting to our next game. Let's go. Getting into our next game. And we'll see if Gerald can bring it back. We'll see if he can force the ace match. Ay. True, Mr. Miller. True. But also, as we get into potentially the final game of the series, a quick reminder in the chat, if you're in it, and if you want to support the tournament, !Matcherino. There is a link in the chat to the Matcherino page for this tournament. Again, we still have codes available to boost the prize pool even further. You can boost the prize pool with some of your own money, true, or you can, of course, just claim a code and boost it for free. So Matcherino link is in the chat as we get into our next game. Potentially the final game of the series, as spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can force the ace match. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. Here we go. Hey. Just catching her there. ZZ is nice to watch, stressful to play, at least for me. I enjoy playing, I enjoy watching ZVZ as well. Just saying, on average. I think I enjoy the TVTs. I mean, I enjoy all the matchups, for sure. All of them. Whew. So we are settling in. For now, we have our 2 gate openers all around. No one is going for a gate expand. No shenanigans. Claim all the codes, Matty. Let's go. I claimed mine. Did claim it. And again, shout out to those working behind the scenes. Shout out to those working, or shout out to those at Platinum Esports and Platinum Heroes as well for running the events on a monthly basis. As a reminder as well, this is a monthly tournament, and it all leads into an end-of-year championship over in December. So again, we're kind of building up towards something greater. And again, this is a way to kind of spread the love and to support these up-and-coming players. For those that are maybe unaware, this tournament is restricted. It is restricted. I almost said MR restricted. It is illegal act restricted. Basically, the players that are 3k and above on illegal act cannot compete in these tournaments. That's why there's no Max, there's no Beyond, there's no Hero. The best of the best, the top of the top. I want to say maybe around top 12, top 12 players in the world are ineligible for this tournament. But all the others can step in. So again, events like this are for those that are just below that. Just below that. I think it's 12 or top 16, something like that. In regards to a League of Legends rating. We have had closer series as a result, true. As the initial depth does slip in. Gets a probe. Probe pulls away. And once again, both players are going to be opening up Twilight Council. This time, there's no crazy commitment into Mass Adept. Not this time. We're calming down. Just the one. Nice catch by Gerald. As NightMare, it does open up Twilight Council, but does throw down a pylon hidden on the right-hand side. Interesting. Initially, I would assume this would be for DTs, but I feel like the pylon would have been earlier for that. So a little bit odd. And it is. Okay, there we go. It is for DTs. Let's go. So a cheeky build here by NightMare, going for the Dark Shrine. I mean, Incorporeal is one of the larger maps of the map pool, so you can try to pull this off. And, oh, Gerald, he goes for the third base before the Robo. Very greedy build here by Gerald. He delays his Robo, delays detection, and I'm concerned. Not like this. We have seen Max die to DTs. We've seen Hero die to DTs. It is not uncommon to delay your detection, so I'm concerned Robo is on the way, though, thankfully, so not delayed for too much longer. Robo's in production. Here comes the pylon. Here come the Dark Templar. Oh, boy. It's gonna be close. Ooh, as a NightMare, he's not in a position to block. Adepse shade into the main. They get 1, they get 2, they get 3 probe kills. Can we get 4? Barely can. Not bad. 4 probes go down. And that Robo is almost done. Just needs a little bit more time. Meanwhile, here comes the Dark Templar. It's gonna be a slow warping across the map. Now, bearing in mind that NightMare, he delayed his third base for this. Like, his third base is only just now starting. Gerald's is already done. Like, Gerald's is finishing up just now as NightMare throws his own down. Here come the Dark Templar. They're waddling in. Observer pops out just in time. And Gerald, he will defend. Loses a couple of probes. Does fully wall off. Does force a recall. Oh, the recall does not pay off, though. Snipes the Dark Templar. So far, only losing 2 probes. I spoke too soon. 3, 4, 5, 6 probes going down. It's okay damage. The problem here, though, is that, again, NightMare, he delayed his third base for this. It's good damage, but he needed more, I feel. As Gerald, he can recover, making 3 probes at a time. NightMare, he's slowly catching up with his third. He's getting there. We have our Gateway Explosion. No charge in sight for NightMare, not yet. We do see Gerald building up into a longer game, getting +1 in charge himself. Ooh, NightMare headed for the main, though. He's going for the main base, and he can go for the middle line. Likewise, he can go for the tech instead. Going for the probes. Gets 3 probes. And attempts to pull away. Yeah, a bit of an awkward retreat. We'll lose a Stalker. 1, 2 Stalkers go down. Does recall in time. Once again, trying to catch out those Stalkers. Not quite able to. And now we're saturating. We're building up, we're saturating. There is going to be a window in time where Gerald will have +1 over his opponents. So he's going to have that +1 timing. There's also going to be a +2 timing as well. So he will have those upgrades. NightMare looking for a way in. Oh, nice catch. That will still be cancelled. Does cancel the 4th. NightMare dragging the army out into the open, coming in for a flank. The Stalkers, they just linked. No! Gerald, he got baited. He got baited in. So many Stalkers going down. He chased the army, got caught by the Zealots. And NightMare, he's going for it. He is trying to go for it, but he does not have enough charge. That's okay. Gerald holds. Gerald, he holds on. Does hold, does defend. And now it's go time. Now it's go time. Remember, he has +1. Remember, he has that upgrade lead. He has +1 over his opponents. We have some Archons on the way to defend. See if Gerald can break through. NightMare is catching up with those upgrades. Ooh, he'll have 3 Archons. Gerald is rotating. Heads in between the bases. Oh, Este Dash. Why don't I see you in the tournament? SMH my head. As NightMare, he's committing. He's committing across the map. Bearing in mind, he's not getting +2. NightMare, I mean. Just moving out with everything he has. And he has the Archon lead. He has 2 more on the Jesus. He's going to have 5 Archons. Be up in Archons, up in Zealots, up in Stalkers, up in Army. We'll see how he engages. Archon, some of them lagging behind. Yeah, blinks on forward, dives on the Immortal. The Immortal does go down. Nice target firing. Yeah, takes out the Immortal. Mows through all those Zealots as well. Yeah, the Archons are overwhelmed, and you can just see how well the Archons trade against a mass Zealot army. And with that NightMare, he has done it. He has done it. He has broken through. The power of the DTs, true. Those used to be Dark Templar. Yeah, he breaks through that defensive line, takes down the Immortals, and NightMare, he will look to claim the series. Yeah, we had a back and forth. There's a world out there where Nickrat would be here instead of NightMare. Nickrat had a really strong showing, and even here, Gerald had some very strong games as well. But GG gets called, and NightMare will claim the series 3-1, and will be this month's Platinum StarCraft League champion. GG. Whew, GG, well played, congratulations. NightMare, he will claim it. Again, a cheeky build out of NightMare going for those Dark Templar. The DTs, they were able to deal quite a bit of damage across the map. They got 6 probe kills if you recall, but more importantly, they allowed NightMare to get into earlier Archon production. It was a much more of a smoother transition into Archons there for NightMare, and as you saw, Archons, they trade so well against Zealot heavy compositions. We had 20 Zealots, we had I want to say like 24, 26 Zealots for Gerald, and they just got annihilated. They just melted before those Archons. We saw that instead Gerald, he had more of an Immortal heavy composition, but he only had 2 Immortals, and they got targeted immediately as well. So Gerald, he got caught out with that. GG, well played, congratulations to NightMare. And shout out to Gerald for making it, of course, to the finals. And hey, Gerald, he also said himself, he's a little bit out of practice. He was on vacation for some time. He was, of course, taking a break, especially after EWC, but now he's back, and so is NightMare. So is NightMare. So GG, well played, congratulations. Again, NightMare, he did retire for a time, but now he is back and he is regaining his lost skill. He's slowly getting back up there, and we expect greater things from NightMare as he only yesterday rejoined Streamer Zone. He rejoined Streamer Zone, so we're expecting bigger and greater things here from NightMare. We expect him to improve very quickly over the next couple of weeks and couple of months. We'll see how far he can go. We shall see. A lot of people have been very surprised by Percival's growth as of late, and NightMare may be another one of those players that's able to have a big spike here in his return to StarCraft. We'll see. We shall see. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations here to NightMare. And if you want to support NightMare as well as Geralt and the other top players of the tournament, Jumi and Nickrat, you can do so via the Matcherino. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat. So we get a link to the Matcherino page. There are some free codes still available that you can claim that you can help to use to boost the prize pool of the tournament. Likewise, we also have another event on the horizon here. Before that, this is a monthly tournament. This is a monthly tournament every single month. We do have the Platinum StarCraft League. We just have the August edition. There's going to be one for September, October, and November as well. And coming into the end of the year, coming into December, there's going to be an end of year championship. I believe the top players of all these monthly tournaments are going to be invited into a big end of year championship. So do look forward to it. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. And a shout out to those working on the event as well. Shout out for all those at the Platinum Heroes and Platinum Esports as well. Bearing in mind that we are not the official casters of this event. This is only the second monthly we've casted, but for other monthlies we've had Steadfast or Dave Testa or Rotterdam as well. Typically they reach out to some of the other community casters to cover the event when they can, to kind of spread the love. It's kind of similar to OSC. For OSC as well, sometimes it's Wardy, sometimes it's Steadfast, sometimes it's us, sometimes it's Chicken Man. Similarly here for the Platinum Esports events as well, for the Platinum StarCraft League, as it's more of a community event, right? More of a community event, so other casters do get involved. So when it comes to the following months, we might cover it, or it might be covered by some of the other casters instead. I know it does depend on our schedule, of course. Even this weekend is very busy. We mentioned it earlier, but the Thermal 2v2 circuit is also right around the corner. The 2v2 circuit begins in like 15 minutes. Oh my god. It's about to begin, Bab. Yeah. Is Mark live? If he's live, we'll give him a raid. Because we do work on, yeah, he's live at the moment. We do work on that behind the scenes. For those that are curious, we do admin the events. When I say we, I mean myself, and alongside some of the other Ducklings, and alongside some of the other Thermal admins as well, of course. But we do work together to host, to run the event, to make sure it runs as smoothly as possible. So because of that, that's why we haven't been able to cast too much at this hour, because we've been focusing on running the 2v2 circuit instead. Unfortunately, it means that we haven't been able to cast it. We have not been able to cast it because we work with it in a different capacity. But regardless, it's been covered by Steadfast, by Thermal, by Wardy as well. It's been a very, very fun tournament. It's been a blast, and I know a lot of people have been really refreshed with the event as well, players and viewers included. So do check it out. Do check it out, as it will begin right after this. We'll give him a raid. We'll give Senor Slappy a raid. Slappy. Thermal. Otherwise, again, check out the match arena, check out future Platinum StarCraft League events in the future months as well. Do check them out. It's catching up. Do check them out. But otherwise, thanks for watching. When it comes to the rest of our schedule here, bam, you can have a look at our current schedule, as we just wrapped up with this Saturday evening broadcast with the Platinum StarCraft League, and you can see tomorrow we're going to be live in less than 24 hours with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. That is our weekly tournament that we host here on the channel. That is not a league like restricted, so open to all players, all shapes, all sizes. You can see that we have StarCraft Evolution right after that. I don't think we're going to cast it though. A StarCraft Evolution League Championship did begin tonight and also tomorrow as well, but as I just mentioned, after our cast, bam, Thermal 2v2. So I don't think I'll be able to cover the StarCraft Evolution League live this week. I'm most likely to be going over them via replays throughout the course of the week. So we got a lot of replays next week in regards to StarCraft Evolution. Likewise, the rest of our schedule is looking insanely busy as always. Let me just double check. The rest of our schedule tomorrow, we have, on Monday we have the WardyTV Monday. We have StarCraft Evolution League replay cast throughout the course of the week. We have Pegasus Cup as well. We have the Pond cast. We have Lily Cup weekly. True, we have a new weekly. KSL is next weekend. MSO is next weekend. Alongside STC and our regular scheduled broadcasting. So again, we're live every single day. As you can see here with our schedule, we're live every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. We cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there, more than Wardy, more than Steadfast, more than anyone else. We have the quantity and we have a little bit of the quality as well. Let's go, baby, let's go. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and again, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Sparkling Tuna Cup. Otherwise, enjoy the plethora of events that are currently ongoing. It isn't just the 2v2 circuit that's about to begin, but I believe the CSO contender event is also in a couple of hours. The OSC King of the Hill tournament is also currently ongoing, and we have the StarCraft Evolution League Championship that did begin today as well. There's just so much content, so much StarCraft. I wish I could cast everything. I'll be honest. If I could, I would cast OSC King of the Hill as well, and I'd also cast StarCraft Evolution, and just all of it, baby. But you know, we got to pick and choose, and only so much we can do. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever we happen to see you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time.